some y'all. And there we go. Did we get any? Do we have tone? Do we have tone?
Beep.
Let me see. Let me know if we got some mixerage. Because right now it says we are streaming like crazy. So let me know if we got some mixerdom. And that way we can go to the... oh, I see Mixer doing something. Oh, Mixerdom.
It's working.
I hear my voice too.
Dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, prepare for part 3 is up.
Question mark?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I am Ron Burgundy?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Please don't even compare me to that. Yeah, welcome back, guys. Part 3 is up on the Monday edition of WTF Nation Radio's broadcast on 28 August 2017. So give me a standby so I can click on some other buttons to get the switches for the hitches and for Facebook Live, because Facebook Live for some reason seems to be, yes, I'm back, Redbone. Thanks for hanging in there, man. We appreciate you hanging out, because we're about ready to talk some more shit. See, more crap. And we love talking shit because we get butthurt about shit, and we just want to make sure, talking shit.
You can always get an ice stick for that butt hurt.
A what? A what stick?
An ice stick or ice dildo.
A what? A what? Or an ice what? To what?
Wow, we just went from like 0 to 60 in in mom time.
I was about to say, what are you talking about? You went from 0 to D-Max and fucking... well, I mean, you know, D-Max. So, love you, D-Max.
Thanks,
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead. Finally, let me see if we got it up now.
That's what she said.
Indeed, I don't need the Happy Boop Lil. I actually conduct myself with physical fitness, and right now we're broadcasting. Yep. No, we're not broadcasting. Now it says we're not broadcasting. Now it says we are broadcasting. Now it says we are not broadcasting. Now it says we are. So right now we're broadcasting.
Make up your damn mind.
Oh, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and just let the systems go. Welcome back to WTFNationRadios.com on Facebook
Okay,
Live.
well, we're on Facebook Live.
There we go.
So we're doing good.
We're doing something.
We're on the air.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. All right. Good shit. So welcome back to part 3 on Facebook Live. If you guys have been listening on Mixer, you guys have been laughing at me trying to old myself back into the system here. Yeah, so I want to welcome John and Allison Purefoy from Roses Unread. That was a good interview. Finally able to get
especially since they thanked me for the interview. That was awesome.
I know, isn't it? I love it. I'm so glad that we sort of kind of sound the same. Not.
My interviews are so good, I don't even have to talk.
Dude, your interviews are so good. I speaks for you, and then you still get the credit. You're such a PAO, man. I swear. I fucking swear.
That's part of our magic powers they teach us at Fort Meade.
Exactly. You steal ideas. You're a habitual idea stealer. You make Jon Favreau stealing ideas like make him look like a nun.
I tactically acquire great ideas and pass them off as my own. It's part of the PAO process.
Thanks.
I've been doing it for years. I've just honed into the PAO-ness.
Yeah, exactly, the PAO-ness, if that even is a word. Thank you, Redbone, for them checks on the comms. You guys up on Facebook Live. I apologize again. Welcome back to part 3. And there's Branko. What the fuck? I was eating clam chowder. I didn't see a shit. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna break balls on you, bro. That's what I think you do when you're yelling at somebody when you're hanging out at the bar. You want to go to the bar? Ice is broadcasting from the bar. So, anyway, welcome back. Part 3. Just giving you guys some updates. If you guys want to pay attention to the phone numbers, that's below the scrolling line there on Facebook Live for you, WTF Nation Texas. There's 281-464, and then there is a number of prefixes going to 4851, 4852, 4853, 4844, 4855. So look at the ticker on the bottom there. If you guys need some assistance or you have some sources to provide to the recovery option or recovering operations in Texas, PM the main page and we'll be able to get you to the right people. Again, like Mom says, don't just assume that you can just go on into a location, say I'm here, and the next thing you know, they're going to be like, "What are you doing here?" In case your Navy's going to shoot you up. You know what I mean?
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, don't be stupid. Identify yourself as an organization and get with the command center to say, "Hey, this is what we have going on in Houston." All 12,000 member National Guard force has been activated for this because it's again this freaking
This
storm.
hurricane's no joke. In
Yeah.
case you've been living under a rock and can't, function
Well,
with the news and
well,
it's-
yeah,
holy-
exactly. Well, not to mention the fact that holy fuck, dude, this is also a prick of a fucking storm because it's gone inland and now it's gonna go back out to sea and then
hurricane strikes back.
yeah, and then it's gonna come back like within
It's like an ex-girlfriend.
oh my god, yeah, it's like a bad groupie.
Jaws 2, the hurricane.
Exactly. I'm really getting tired of a lot of motherfuckers just talking shit, not knowing what's going on with like legal stuff. And it's a good point that
Yes.
that John brought up about how the difference in between I don't know what the president can do and what can he not do and all that stuff, and then people are already making it a political issue. If you do not have a degree in constitutional law or understand that, well, how many branches of our government are in, shut the fuck up and don't even include your armchair quarterbacking. Either you donate some money or you roll up your fucking sleeves to go help.
If you
Or
had to
if
sign
you
your
ha-
waiver with a crayon, shut up.
I was
So
also
that's about
gonna
the
say,
Marines.
you have no clue how emergency management works or emergency services.
Oh
shut
my
the fuck
God.
up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a first off, you have to remember that they're just not going to go and haul us. You should go in. You should go in. You should go in when there's a
That's
raging
not how it
storm.
works.
Yeah, when there's a raging storm going on, there has to be some let up. So the first has got to be all done by boat before you start sending any air assets up. And of course, as soon, and these guys are paying attention to the weather, as soon as they have an opportunity in a window to go fly out to go, to do the rescuing, then of course they're going to go fucking do it. The Coast Guard, they are experts in flying in bad weather to go hoist people from, storms and stuff like that when people are out to sea. But to sit there and start talking about politics and bullshit when you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, if you think you know what's going on with emergency management, the command center in Houston, if you've ever seen pictures of it, what they got, in the Twitter feeds and all that stuff,
Massive.
it's fucking mad and it's hectic as fuck.
Well, I can kind of give a brief synopsis on how these things work.
Well,
Is
I was
that
just about to ask you. Go ahead and shoot them shits out to the audience, so that way they understand this massive undertaking that our government's
Drop
doing.
some
All right,
knowledge.
all right,
Yeah,
kids.
drop
Here's
some knowledge.
Mom's Class 101 on basic emergency management.
Mom's class.
So it starts at the locality, like the town. Like, say you've got a small town outside of Houston. Once they've exhausted all their resources in that town, they go to the county. And then the county, will declare it as an emergency, then the county helps out. Once the county, uses up and exhausts all their resources, they go to the state. And that's where the state, Governor Abbott, and of course, this also goes, with, just Houston itself, they do the same thing. Governor Abbott declares Texas a state of emergency. So, and then once he does that, that is when the president can come in and then declare it as a national emergency. And that's when FEMA can start, they'll get more resources from FEMA. I mean, they'll still get some resources at the local level, but as they keep going with each level, it's like they get more resources and more. So it's not like everybody, going on, why, didn't they just go up and declare an emergency? It just doesn't work like that at all. So from there, like when it's on a federal level, you've got multiple local agencies working under that incident command. You've got, from cities, towns, and then you've got like, those are basically, like your fire departments, police, EMS. And then another thing, other agencies that they bring in are people like the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, all of those. And so they all work together, and the incident command, like, pretty much it's just like having your military command. You've got somebody in charge, then you've got, some, people in charge of all the safety aspects, in charge of all the resources, the medical, the fire, the EMS, all of that. And then it just kind of, rolls downhill, if that makes sense.
Oh, I gotcha. My biggest thing is that's just on site. People don't realize that there has to be something on the federal level, because it's like you said, it's a multi-tiered event, and that on-site commander, like the director of the guy who's running that fucking command center, has got to have. I think he has got more stress than an air traffic controller in fucking LaGuardia.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He is fucking busy. He or she, because I don't know, whatever. But when people start talking crap and start saying, well, the government can say this and the president can say that and this is this. When they're doing, like I said, if you don't know how many branches of our government, what they are, and you don't know, and you can't articulate to me of those branches, then you really can't armchair quarterback. Like I said, you can just support your fellow Americans. Okay? That's the way I see it. You're supporting your fellow Americans. To even make this right now a political event is fucked up beyond all reason. Yes, Alabama set up another Confederate monument. But anyways, my point being is that you don't fucking sit there but you don't trash. No, but you don't trash. You don't trash your freaking fellow Americans. Well, because they didn't vote a certain way, they deserve what they. Oh, here we go again with that shit.
That is totally how this all works.
Mm-hmm. And don't worry, Texans. Speaking of fellow Texans myself, Texans got a long memory.
Just ask those Mexicans.
Yeah, the Alamo.
The Alamo, yeah. Just go ahead and one of our broadcast sites from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence, where there is no trophies, there are no certificates, and there are no graduation diplomas, because everyone here is constantly learning. But anyways, the Red Sox just won. Go Boston! 6-5 over the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to go drink a bottle of bleach for that comment.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm just making fun of Branco.
No one likes Boston. Go away.
Yeah. I don't want to talk.
My Cincinnati Red shirt on.
Oh my God.
Is that even a team?
I was about to say, didn't they
Yes.
It's like one of those
as
legacy
as bad
teams.
As those was it the Kansas City Royals and?
Oh, whoa! You cannot talk shit about the Kansas City Royals.
I know I need cuffs on here
because this is her time right here, and
I know, and she's not here, and I love the Buster Balls about the Royals.
How
because
dare you? She's not here to defend herself.
She's not here to defend herself.
I know, when she talks shit, oh the Royals are great, and I have to just like comment on there. See, one of these days I just need to get on the show with her, just so because the Yankees are the evil empire, and I love them.
You love the Yankees for real?
I have a Yankees tattoo. Actually, my dad and I have
the
same Yankees tattoo.
Stop. Is it sentimental that you and your dad have that tattoo? Because that's cool. I mean,
yeah. When I was in college, my dad always had only had one tattoo, which was a cover up of my mom's name because he's an idiot. Then he got the engineer corps tattoo to kind of cover over it, which is kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
So when I was in college, I was like, "Hey, Dad, we need to get tattooed together because I'm young and stupid."
Yeah.
And he's like, "What of?" And
and your dad's old and stupid.
And he was always gone.
Yeah.
So when we'd actually get to talk, it's kind of weird because I'm growing up and I don't know much about the Army other than him make people do push-ups. So the Yankees were always a big thing in baseball. So I said, let's get a Yankees tattoo. So we got the old school Yankees tattoo from like the 1980s, and it says like father, like son. So I got on my left arm, he's got his right. So yeah, every time the Yankees lose, my tattoo burns a little.
That's cool. I mean, that's awesome.
I know Flash has a sensitive side. It's kind of weird.
You do have a sense. Oh no, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's some things because my dad passed, and I just wish there were some things that I could have done like that for my dad too. That'd have been cool. I mean, so yeah, nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, I don't like the Yankees, so it's cool that you're sentimental and you got able to.
It's okay. Not everyone's perfect. It takes a lot to be a Yankees
Oh
fan,
my
especially
God!
not winning.
Knicks suck, Mets suck, Yankees suck. But anyways, fucker. Yeah. So don't be breaking balls on the Royals because this is that's my co-host freaking. That's her team, man, and she's not here to. She's probably she's like waking up right now, going. Ugh.
She's probably like, there's a disturbance in the force.
Exactly. She's like,
her antennas are going off.
Like, wait a minute, what is going on here? All of a sudden, she got into her fucking, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, you're asked the Yankees, what's the difference? But anyways, I'm not a Yankees fan, so. But going back to what I was saying, Americans, okay, we support each other.
Fuck yeah.
We don't sit there and trash each other for a dire situation that we're in. We are, again, if we are well, we kind of like have a dark sense of humor on each other anyways. Well, at least when I was growing up, if you ran in front of somebody and you tripped and fell, what's the first thing somebody says? Oh, dude, you okay? And what do you say? Yeah, I'm good. And then everybody laughs at you afterwards to make sure that you're okay,
Yeah.
right? Well, that's the way we should see it. But
No, what happens is that person trips and falls, and everyone goes, "Well, he's a racist, so good thing he fell."
oh my God, well, my whole point.
He supported Clinton, so good thing he
No,
fell.
but
That's what we go to now.
That's
don't-
what we
there
go
is
to
no
now. Yeah,
more
my whole
caring
point being is
anymore.
that for something like this, though, this is like fucking. I'm pretty sure this is going to end up being a recovery operation after a few days, and if the rain keeps coming, it's
Oh,
going to
yeah,
get
it will
worse,
be.
man. It's going to be. I can't even imagine people getting sweat. Yep, there's a phone number right there. Right after, if you go ahead right now on the scroll and you go look at WTF Nation Texas, in addition to calling 911 or the U.S. Coast Guard, there's going to be a number scrolling across for the Houston Command Center, and then multiple phone numbers in the event you are in crisis and you need help immediately. Because I'm pretty sure the phone lines are jacked up in Texas. But again, this is not the time to do that shit. You could break balls and stuff like that, but what makes you mad is that how come nobody else is breaking balls of the other people in the government not visiting their fucking constituents?
Depends whose party they align with. That's the big thing right now. Like if what you've been seeing is pissing you off now, don't look at Twitter, because every son of a bitch has been like hating. Well, I saw one tweet not even 10 minutes ago. Well, Texas voted for Trump, so I hope they all drown and shit like that. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a common thing. It's not like that's like one in 100. It's like 100, and then one is actually like, I hope everyone's okay. Like everyone, because I don't know whether it's just this last election had made everything so polarized. But if they think you did not vote for their person, they wish you bodily harm, and that is not just on the left. That is the right too, and everyone is losing their damn minds. Because I think it used to be where, as Americans, we come together, we
Yep.
feel bad for each other, want to help, donate. We're at the point today where it's like, well, it's not my state, so, and those guys voted for X, Y, and Z, so fuck them.
Well, also, I'm not just specifically about our president, but I'm also talking about their pundit, the president's pundits. So the guys, I mean, you brought up a good point too, is that the people who've been criticizing our president that are from that fucking state, I have not seen, or we have not seen no press coverage of them going to the state to see how their constituents are going. Because problem with our
like
fucking
Sheila Lee Jackson?
Yeah.
Oh,
where are
yeah.
them?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Wait, she's from Texas? I thought she was from California.
No,
She needs to
nope.
make up her mind where she's from.
She is a delegate for Houston
Okay.
for Congress.
So why isn't she flown out there and seeing how her constituency, because these politicians grow roots in their fucking ass when they get to Washington and feel that hey, I got to this ascension, which is basically they think that they're in a fucking some sort of aristocracy, and it's not. Like right now, there's also some fucking some hypocrisy. Joel Osteen is coming under fire right now.
I was hoping you'd bring that up.
Because, he was talking to the Lord the other day, and he bought the Summit, which is a former NBA arena that was was home to the Houston Rockets, holds about 16,000 people and shit, and
It's massive.
it's massive. You're right, and he refuses to open up the church. Them shits are locked.
And they according to articles on the New York Times or Post or some shitty magazine article thing. It said that they closed it down. They closed their doors on Sunday, saying that they're floodwaters, and then they've kept it closed. Now I haven't actually seen any pictures of the place, so I can't tell if there's a shit ton of water or not. But I would have to think that even if there's water in the building, there's still enough dry spots that people can go, for shelter. I have a big problem when it comes to mega churches like that. Like, as a Christian myself,
Mega church.
I cannot stand people like Joel Osteen, who's a car salesman for God, and mega churches like that, because they do shit like that when this is exactly what you're supposed to do for those who believe in Christianity is take care of each other. Open your doors to your fellow man. What are they doing? Not opening doors for their fellow
Nope.
man. And then we get this.
Yep.
And
it's disgusting because then it makes a hypocrisy, or it has the hypocritical fucking stance of organized religion, a
Yeah.
commercial.
I agree, but
commercial
I'm
religion.
playing devil's advocate here. Say, you just said, well, maybe there's a little bit of water. There might be plenty of, dry, places for people to take refuge. I mean, say the floods continue, like people are in this building. How are they going to get those people out of that building as the floodwaters rise? If that is the case, it's just hypothetically. Do you see where I'm going with that?
that's true. I get you on that point.
No, you're right, but his net worth is fucking 56 million.
Well, I know, like
The Lord can buy him. The Lord
break
can
some
buy him.
bread,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. The Lord can buy him another set of carpets because y'all damp. You know what I mean? He needs a freaking.
Yeah.
He can afford it. Now is the time where you really start seeing people coming out of their shell and not. Oh, wait a minute, Austin's even though again, Austin of all places is turning into a mini San Francisco. People are still helping them. Nobody's saying because you're from Austin, you live in Austin. Freaking. Oh, well, I guess look at Austin because you're liberals. No, but nobody cares. Everyone's actually saying no. Fucking, and don't buy into the fucking shyster bullshit too. You have groups because right now the main page is getting inundated with groups. Hey, if you got some groups that want to do this, send them this way. Tell them to donate to this. Tell them to donate to that. Hey, look, if it doesn't say org at the end of it, then more than likely is your money's not going to what you think it's going to go to. The Red Cross.
You have to specifically state that you want the money to go to the flood efforts.
Yeah, exactly. The Red Cross has a site already set up and already blasted out. I'm gonna pin it to the main page freaking shit for some donations on there. Did they shut the page down? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Did they?
I don't know what page she's talking about.
They shut that page down? I don't know what I'm talking about. Someone said they shut the page down. Are you talking about the page that I'm looking at right now that says Hurricane Harvey? It says donate, and that's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna post it only for the show, and then of course it's gonna be unpinned once the show is done, and then it'll be hidden afterwards. So if you go onto the main page and you see the Red Cross right there has already got a link to donate to Hurricane Harvey. A little thing right there where you want to give $5, $250, $200, $100, or another amount, and then you have it say specifically, I want to support Hurricane Harvey, disaster relief, and blah, blah, blah. So it's got all your local Red Cross. So it's actually got a specific drop-down box, like you were saying, Mom, that will say where you want it to go. Because remember the big 9/11 concert that happened afterwards, and the fucking Red Cross got millions and billions, and nobody knows where that money went.
Well, I can tell you where a lot of that money went.
No, it went to the coppers and the fucking, it's a lot of, don't get me started. I'm not going to bash the Red Cross because, they're actually right now doing stuff. If you're checking out the Twitter feeds and you're looking at Facebook, you're seeing, white vests with American Red Cross and you know what I mean? You're actually seeing them doing some shit. Except for Joel Osteen.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I'm sorry I'm breaking balls on him. But, yeah. That's why we try to remain, What's up?
I was going to say, they say beware people who are in sheep's clothing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Or really bad suits.
Yeah. So, and then
We've updated the saying.
Yeah, exactly. Julianne, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They shut that page down? Which one? So, yeah, hate. You know what? It's funny. I'm tired of hearing that fucking term hate. When you did this something and then he was a hate crime, he committed murder. Well, then he committed murder. There's no such thing as hate murder, is there? It's still murder. Is there a difference between the two? Just like when people say it's hate speech, and I'm like,
well,
it's freedom of speech. No, it's hate speech. No, it's shut up. That's why I play that
speech that you don't like.
It's speech that you don't like. Exactly.
And usually with murder, like when a murder happens, how is there not hate or rage? Because you really got to hate or have some sort of rage in order to kill someone.
Well,
so it's murder's murder.
Yeah, murder's exactly that. That's what I'm saying. Murder. So I think that, and going with our lesson of It was a haters page on Twitter. Oh, they shut that down on Twitter. Gotcha. Okay, thank you for that. So what I'm talking about is when everyone talks about the freedom of speech. Everyone talks about the freaking First Amendment, Second Amendment, whatever. It says specifically what it's all about. It's the freedom of speech. That's all it is. The freedom of speech. They talk about everyone's talking about unlawful free speech, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Right there.
Exactly.
Unlawful freedom of speech.
Yeah. So it is the First Amendment. That's all it is of the Constitution. So if everybody wants to know what amendment it is, when people say freedom of speech, so it specifically says that there's no prohibition on the free exercise of religion, abridging the freedom of speech, infringement of freedom of the press, interfering with the right to peaceably assemble, Tifa, and prohibiting the petitioning of government for redress of grievances. So, for those of you that don't know, those first 10 amendments, also known as the Bill of Rights.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun. Welcome to ISIS history lesson. I did not write the Constitution, but I was there when it was signed. How about that?
You're old enough for sure.
Fuck off. Anyways, I love you too.
You brought it up.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, I'll admit I'm old. But that's what we're going back to through the branches of the government and who enforces it and whatever. The judicial branch is the one that fucking interpret the laws according to the Constitution. There's no other interpretation about saying freedom of speech, right? Freedom of speech is freedom of speech. There's no hate. There's no sad. There's no happy. There's no happy speech. There's no angry speech. There's no hate speech. There's no love speech. There's none of that speech. It just says freedom of speech.
Yeah, but see, if it disagrees with their narrative or what they believe, then it's automatically hate speech or alt whatever.
Oh, you know what? I want to know where this thing started coming from with this alt shit.
What is it, Breitbart, and then the alt right, and then it started with, then they're like, oh, well, there's the alt left, because everyone's so original. It just, when people get mad, people get mad because they're like, oh, freedom of speech, but then when people actually use their freedom of speech and say something they don't like, then they have a problem. It's perfectly fine for people like Colin Kaepernick or anyone to say things that they feel, racial injustice and police brutality.
Yeah.
And they're like, go Colin Kaepernick. And the other people are going, fuck you, Colin Kaepernick. But then somebody says it's the opposite. Well, I didn't like Obama at all. You're a racist. You shouldn't be allowed to say your hate speech. And it's like, but you just said he could say his. No, it doesn't work. But everyone is so they only want these Bill of Rights to work for them when it's convenient for them. When somebody else uses it, they shout them down.
Mm-hmm.
They sometimes shoot them down, and they say all kinds of shit. But here's the thing, folks, and I want everyone at home to understand this. This is coming from your friendly PAO.
Uh-oh.
Your words have consequences. You can say whatever you want, but if you say a racial slur to somebody in your outfit and you wonder why you're getting hit up with the EO complaint and whatnot, well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Kaepernick. Maybe, well, I also thought he was a shit quarterback, but maybe saying all that stuff and pissing off a lot of people has kind of influenced him not getting a quarterback job. Of course, he's also not worth the money he's asking for, but still, words have consequences. You can't just say whatever you want and expect everyone to be happy with it. Remember that whole women's march thing where all these women are like, we're quitting for the day and screw you guys.
You mean
women, which is cool and all, but then a shit ton of them got fired because they weren't at work.
Because they weren't at work.
And they're like, but I shouldn't get fired.
Yeah, exactly.
You took off.
It's okay. I wash my own dishes and do my own laundry anyways. Like, who cares? Because you're right. There is some responsibility to it. It's one of those things to where you're more, you have to, like, you can't go. There's now when I think of responsible speech, to me, responsible speech is not saying bomb in an airliner at 35,000 feet. Responsible speech is not saying
that'll just get you shot.
Yeah, exactly. Or saying fire in a crowded theater. I agree with that because that's stupid speech, right? There should actually be a stupid speech clause. Everybody in this room is now even more stupid and dumb because you had even fucking expressed that term that you just said. When you say fire or you say bomb, and it's just like, what are you, a fucking idiot?
this reminds me, I came across a video, like, I think it was like early this morning, where Nancy Pelosi was quote unquoting going on about limiting, speech. And she's like, well, if you say wolf in a theater, and everybody's like,
Wolf.
who the fuck says wolf in theater? I gotta
Wolf?
find it.
Who says wolf in a theater?
Yeah, and then like they cut to the clip on from Billy Madison. Now everybody is dumber.
Yeah, that they haven't heard that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, Nancy Pelosi, let me fucking tell you about that shit, man. First off, there needs to be an age limit in government. Like, no shit. If some states restrict you from fucking driving at a certain age, there should be some sort of age limit for governing, or being in some sort of specific power. So she's all about fucking, like you said, killing hate speech and all this bullshit. She's talking about these fucking statues need to fucking come down, and everyone's saying that, look, these people need to be responsible for their ancestors and all that. Well, Nancy Pelosi, also known as Nancy Patricia D'Alessandro Pelosi, Mayor D'Alessandro was one of the guys that set up the fucking Confederate statues. Her dad. So that means she should resign, right? Because her dad was responsible for setting up one of those fucking Confederate statues, right?
Well,
isn't that what she's going with?
By their logic, yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. So,
But that narrative only works if it's convenient for them.
Thank you for commenting, but I'm in North Dakota and we'll be tuning back in middle of nowhere. Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for jumping back in, Doug. Yeah, so you're right. It's like what you just said, Flash. It's exactly that. It's when it works at their convenient and if it's their narrative, then it's okay for you. Because she's up there saying those statues need to come down. It's heritage and hate. It's heritage of hate. And this is this. And I'm thinking, no, okay, whatever. And then, wow, her dad was the one that petitioned some of them statues to come up to be installed. Her dad, which means she's not that old. Well, she's old, but she's kind of like,
every time she talks, I think she just walked out of an old person's home.
well, yeah, because
And like she forgot to take her medication, and she's just rambling on until somebody goes, "Come here, dear.
yeah, exactly.
Take these pills. Go back to sleep."
Yeah, exactly. Where am I going? So, I just think it's really freaking, it's ironic and a huge fucking Hippocratic fucking time to say some shit like that about, especially when it's so vitriol right now about the fucking statues and also the shit. I just think it's fucking funny that somebody would say, oh, well, let's tear down these fucking statues. Let's do this. Anybody who's connected.
How could the Park Service justify denying that organization their free speech rights? Because the Constitution does not say that a person can yell wolf in a crowded theater. If you are endangering people, then you don't have a constitutional right to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Wolf in the theater. Wolf?
I'll remember not to go roof in the theater. People are going to trample, get shot.
What fucking theater is she?
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, exactly. What was the fucking theater next to a fucking the wilderness or some shit where she was going to the movies at back in the day when she was watching the wolf? Yeah, going to wolf in the theater.
Well, how did Jimmy get hurt? Well, he went to a theater and said wolf. The crazy bastard.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they probably wouldn't say that Chardrin that scoundrel walked into the movie theater. That rapscallion walked into the movie theater and said woof, and then we hastily moved out. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, dude? No, that's not responsibility. So now she wants to restrict speech. Hey, fuck off. You don't like it? Don't write it. Don't like it? Don't read it. Don't buy it. Don't say your opinion's right. Fucking freedom of speech. You might take
Nancy Pelosi. I can't stand her.
Oh my god, dude.
That's all. Like I'm trying to think of something witty and something like insightful to bring as the PAO. But sometimes you just want to. Sometimes what you can't say do in the Army is say what you really think. And this is one of those times where I'm just like, fuck Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't stand her. Every time someone does anything that's not her party line, she has to have this full-blown press conference, and her somebody has to hold up her face because Lord knows if somebody doesn't, it's gonna fall down, and it's just like it's that movie from Witches where they all just start decomposing. They gonna hold her up and puppet her arm so she can go rah, 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 and just keep going. Fuck her.
funny
Get outta
about
here.
this press conferences is how you could tell people are standing up there and their faces is like this old
Fuck.
bag is still talking.
It was my turn.
Yeah,
Like, get to
exactly.
the point. Like, shut up, you bag of air.
Branko. She isn't old. She isn't ice old. Fuck off, Branko. I'm not that old. She was in a. I guess you could say I'm that old. I am pretty old. I love
I
that.
don't know. I think with the whole statue thing, it's interesting how Democrats erected the statues a while ago, and now they're protesting to have them take it down.
Dude, I know, man. I'm just saying, who was the one that fucking set it up? I mean, I'll be honest with you. It was what we were talking about a couple shows back. That after the end of the Civil War, everyone talking about reconciliation, where we respect each other. Did you know that there's some Confederate, there are some I shouldn't even say this because then fucking people will try to find them out. There are some individuals, some relatives of Confederate people who are getting paid by the VA and Union.
Well, there's one guy who's getting paid like $73 a month or something like that from the VA.
Yeah.
But and here's the thing. So my dad and I had actually a discussion on this because he's from Central New York, so he has there's no Southern pride, even though we live here in the great Commonwealth of Virginia, where we got lots of that kind of like we have the Stonewall Jackson Shrine down 95 right before you get to
don't say that.
about 20 minutes from Richmond, and like one side I see it is the Confederacy lost. Let's move on. These shouldn't have been put up in the first place. But then on the other side, they are considered. They were both pardoned or given amnesty, and then they were considered veterans. So they're no longer just Confederate monuments; they're veteran monuments.
Yep.
So yes, did they fight on the wrong side of history?
Man,
Apparently so.
Yeah.
But they also did some great things during the Mexican-American War and stuff like that. So it's kind of, yes, they weren't on the right side of our American history, but still, they're veterans. So you're taking down veteran statues and veteran monuments because it doesn't fit your narrative because you have to think, you only think in black and white instead of actually the whole picture. So I'm torn on the whole situation. So at this point, I'm just like, I don't care. If you're going to tear it down, like in Virginia, there's a governor's race going on. And the current governor it's going to spend like $3 million to take down the General Lee statue. $3 million. So the Republican senator is hammering them away on that one. But we're spending more money to take down these things than to just leave them up and just move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that they're also talking about Stone Mountain in Georgia. They want to fucking sandblast that thing. There's I have seen again. I'm not from the South. I don't know. I mean, I'm not from the South, so anything from the South, it's almost like I'm not from there, but I'm not going to go into an area and disrespect it. Something that was erected way before my time. I didn't know anything about what's going on or whatever. And like you said, it was a monument set up for the veterans that fought. Like there are some. And what people need to do is first off, fucking read what some of these monuments say. Some towns lost their entire population to both sides. Mm-hmm. And the monument is commemorating both losses, both sides being lost. That's all it is. They're not talking about it just says for our war dead or whatever. Immediately, motherfuckers are trying to dig up fucking graves and shit and open up tombs. In Florida, there was a fucking Confederate monument getting told it was going to get moved, and it just, I guess the crane operator slipped and broke the fucker in three places. The thing fucking, it was an obelisk that fucking fell over and it just smashed into pieces. And they're like, oops. No, like, you're not making it better. It's almost like, my dad always told me, never desecrate a grave because karma's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Karma is a bitch, and it's gonna. I mean, and I hate when people say, "Well, you erase your history, doing to repeat it." No one's gonna actually erase. Taking down statues is not gonna erase history, but to me, I like to think of myself kind of practical. You waste more money trying to take these things down that have not done any harm. And considering President Obama or former President Obama was in office for 8 years, this never was a problem.
Nope.
No one said anything other than I think there was like one dust up in like the second to last year of his presidency. But you had a liberal president who was there who didn't care because no one else cared.
Yeah.
But it's only because Donald Trump is in office and has, whether you blame him or not, but the alt right, as some people call it, and these skinhead Nazi crazy sons of bitches have been coming out the woodwork going, well, Trump's president, I guess we can come out and talk now, and have been like, well, they keep coming out, so let's destroy these statues because that'll
Well,
scare them away. And
I think
Uh,
the whole monument thing kind of started back when that Dylan Roof
oh, that douchebag.
Yeah. When Dylan Roof shot
done
up.
the yeah, and then when that happened, like everybody, it was like all of a sudden everything was just racist.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
flag, the monuments, but there really wasn't that much of a push to have the monuments torn down. They were defaced, and there was some whatever graffiti or whatever to the monuments, but it just wasn't really there to tear them down. And now all of a sudden we just got to tear it down. Because once after they kind of did that to some of the monuments, destroyed them or defaced them, and the whole flag thing, they it kind of quieted down, and then all of a sudden now it's a big deal.
I'm going to tell you right now that it's going to get to a point where they're going to grab the wrong monument, and it's going to be, I guess everyone says it's going to be a tipping point for the other side. Then the bad side is going to be another tipping point. You know what I mean? It's going to be fucking. It's going to be
They've
fucking.
already been like vandalizing the wrong monuments. There was a Joan of Arc monument.
Yeah,
that
that's right. There
vandalized.
was. You're
What
right.
about the Abraham Lincoln one that was defaced? That some people are like, oh, liberals did this, but then other people are like, no, this didn't, and everyone's just being retarded. And
Mm-hmm.
everyone's just being retarded. That's the long story of it. Everyone wants to be so offended that every time somebody sneezes that isn't in their political view, they call them snowflakes, or they call them racist, they call them misogynist. We have all these names for each other, and we don't care, because if you don't agree with me, I'm going to call you this, and I hope it hurts. We call people who aren't racist, but because they don't exactly believe what you believe, you're
Oh my
racist.
God, people
or
run
you're
from
a
that shit.
snowflake because
Yeah.
you're like, you shouldn't say this. Well, you're a snowflake. So everyone's just like lost their damn mind, and hopefully that this whole horrible hurricane that's coming around, that people can actually see that we are all Americans. We need to work together, because when we do, we save people's lives, we help people out, and we're actually good people. If there's no freaking problem, we're a bunch of douchebags, and it's been nothing but douchebags for the last like 2 years, and it's annoying as hell.
Well,
Well-
I can guarantee the people who throw out the terms like racist, misogyny, what is the one where you're afraid of immigrants?
Xenophobe.
Xenophobic. Like when they throw this, like they themselves have probably never experienced it and cannot. I mean, they don't use the terms properly. They have no clue. So it's just easy for them to just throw it out there to just deflect, the issue, and to, go after normal everyday citizens who just go on with their lives. They don't give a shit, who you are, what your skin color is, what your sex life is, as long as you're a hardworking, law-abiding citizen, you're good to go. But
Well-
now they just throw these terms out there, and it's that they're overused. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's gone.
And they don't even really know what they mean or have experienced any of those terms.
Exactly. And it's gone to the point right now where there is a fucking representative in California of all, and this is the thing that pisses me off. When other fucking states get involved in other states' history and shit, they just need to shut the fuck up. They want to, he's doing a letter, some representative from California is doing a letter to rename Fort Rucker, Camp Beauregard, Fort Polk, Fort Benning, Fort Gordon, Fort Hood, Fort Bragg, and Fort A.P. Hill, Fort Lee, and Fort Pickett. To remove them, you know why? Those names are Confederate general names. And so there are signatories involved to get these names changed and then send it to the House of the Armed Services Committee. So really, dude, really? I mean, think about it, man. And what are they going to rename the posts to?
Can't be any Union generals. Like 90% of those guys sucked ass.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. Like I'm a bit of a student of history, and if you actually do research, majority of
They all suck, dude.
the Confederates were able to go to do so much on so little, both manpower and resources, partially because they had great generals that were awesome, but then the Union had shitty generals that were too afraid to do anything. When Lee's armies in the first year itself could have been destroyed twice, they were too timid, too afraid, and missed the opportunities. And the war lasted for 4 years, not because they had overwhelming numbers or were taking Irish off the boats and putting them right into the Union Army or stuff like that. The Union had shitty generals that made shitty choices, and they several times could have won the war in the first year. I mean, if it wasn't for the turning point in Gettysburg, who knows what would have happened. So, I mean, you want to change Fort Hood and Fort Bragg and Fort Lee and Fort AP Hill and stuff like that, by all means. But give me a name of somebody you want up there. Now, somebody did mention, well, if we're going to do that, we need to name off a current of Medal Honor winners, and I can get behind that.
Yep.
If has to happen, and
No,
they have all the votes, then that's the only way to go. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the thing is, though, what if they go back into that Medal of Honor winner's history of what he did when he was a kid, and he was caught jerking off in a bathroom at 12 years old in junior high, and they're going to be like, no, we don't want him to, you know what I mean? Where do we draw the line?
Let's talk about history. Then you got to go through everybody.
Yep.
I mean, really, like I said, honestly, at this point, everyone needs to just calm the fuck down.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Sit down and go chew on a crayon or something, because the adults are talking. When the adults talk, things get solved. When they're not, and everyone's just yelling, throwing names, they act like politicians and knuckleheads, even our own Joes in the military. When they just flapping their gums, they sound retarded. When people actually have real discussions and real conversations, but no one. But the problem is, everyone wants to have we want to tear down, we want to rename the posts. Okay, what do you want to rename them? Well, shut the fuck and move on.
Exactly.
I tell people, I tell my own soldiers, I'm like, look, you can bring me a problem, but you should already have, if you bring me a problem, you should already have a solution to, and you're just asking, hey, what should I, which solution should I go with? You should be asking me which idea of yours we should go with, not me solve your problems. And that's what we're doing. I have a problem. Oh, that's great. Good job. You can identify problems. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep. Damn, dude. I love the salt.
That's all we're doing right now. All politics is, we're just raising problems, and our Social Security is having problems. Cool. What do you suggest we do about it? Get the fuck out of here.
Damn, I love the salt there, Flash. Hell.
Actually, funny enough, I'm sitting next to when I left Korea. Actually, when I left the First Cav Division, I was there for about 4 years, and my NCYC and my fellow PA, my print journalist, actually got me this cool shadow. What is it? One of those shadow frame things. It's got the Korea flag, German flag, American flag, and then it says, "Best of luck, stay salty." My last 6 months at First Cab made me very salty, and it's just kind of carried over. And I tell my wife that, and I'm going to raise my kids that way. You don't get to just identify problems and that's it. That's not how we work. That if we just hey, there's flooding in Houston. Congratulations, you have eyes.
Genius.
You have awareness.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Do we do about it?
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. Your grasp of the obvious is inspiring.
With them wanting to change the names of military installations. I mean, really, is the Department of Defense going to spend funding on that? Because it's going to cost money to do so. We got to change all the signs or whatever needs to be changed.
No, they're worried about Korea.
Yeah,
we're worried about real threats.
Yeah,
we're stupid things that are going to make you look good to your constituents. Well, I suggested we change it from Fort Bragg. Really? Do you have the couple $100 million to change everything that has to go with it? Well, no, but I suggested it. Get the fuck out of here.
You know what? That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I mean, you think about it. Fort Bragg is, I don't know. It's just one of those things that freaking.
How many things have Fort Bragg on it?
Everything.
How many things have you have? If you think about it, how many things does social media have Fort Bragg on it? How many buildings say Fort Bragg? it's not just a simple, we're going to change the names. Yay.
And
Good
change the
job.
signs right outside the gates.
And that'll solve the problem. No, it's going to cost a lot of, I mean, just taking, in Virginia, just taking down the General Lee statue is going to cost $3 million. What do you think renaming not one, but there's like 13? My number might be off one or two. Don't kill me, but we're like around 12, 13 different posts that were named after Confederate generals, and we're just going to change it, and you have to change everything that has to do with it. You got to change all the websites. You got to change all the numbers. Anything that Fort Bragg is in, magazines,
but
their own stuff. You have to change it all, and it's going to cost more. We can barely afford bullets for our soldiers to train with. Dear God.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to go shoot. We have to do like laser tag in order to do basic marksmanship. And you think we're going to change these posts and have the money for that?
Because of your feelings?
Yeah, exactly.
Your feelings.
Yeah, fuck your feelings. Not to mention the fact that you got to think about this too. Who's going to be authority? Who's the authority on this? Because everyone talks about what's hate speech. I'm sorry. Or that's offensive. Well, please tell us who the authority is. Where are you getting the term that? I mean, please tell me if it's offensive. Tell me where. Tell me what study. Tell me where. I mean, in the dictionary where it says that it's offensive. Tell me where it's offensive and who is not you, not some fucking talking hack on a news station that's just fucking blabbing. Tell me, no shit, through competent authority says something that is bad for you. I guess you'd say. It's bad enough that we have the fucking FDA and we have our medical community getting told now that women don't have to get they don't have to get checked for like 5 years for breast cancer when it used to be fucking screamed at to you that you get a mammogram every fucking year. Now all of a sudden, who is the authority that changed it to now every 5 years? What do you mean every 5 years? That's how women. I mean, are you trying to
insurance companies?
Yeah, insurance companies, exactly.
We don't want to pay for that shit anymore.
Yeah, exactly. When are you going to get your prostate exam? Well, it's going to be it's every year after the age of 40. And then there's like, well, have you ever had one? What do you mean? Well, you have to wait till you're at least 50. Wait a minute, motherfuckers. I was growing up, and you had to get one after 40, and now you're telling me that I have to wait for fucking 50 to get a finger in my butt?
I know.
Well, it's
like a doomsday thing right there.
It is, dude. It is like a doomsday. It's like a count. It's like a countdown. So you have 25, then you get fucking cheaper insurance, then you got to wait till 40, then you get the finger in the butt, and then like yes, and then after that happens, now they're saying, oh no, 50. But what I'm saying though was that they used to say the same thing but they said about women on what their health issues are. I could have sworn, and because I've been with, I've been married a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I've been married a few times, and I remember all my ex-wives getting mammograms every fucking year.
All my ex-wives.
Well, it's also changed for Pap smears.
And that too.
It used to be you get one every year, and TRICARE had recently changed it to every 3 years.
Every
as long
3
as
years.
You had a normal.
As long as you had a normal Pap. Wait a minute.
Correct.
You have to have one every year to find out if you have a normal Pap. So then when you come back and you have an abnormal Pap because you waited 3 fucking years to get it checked because now they're saying that it's got to be every 3 years. Oh, did you get your boobs checked? How come your boobs are growing fucking all weird and shit? Well, because now every 5 years you can't get a mammogram. All right, so how come you get up and piss all the fucking time? Well, because they said I can't get my butt checked until fucking 50. You know what I mean? Here I'm fucking going 55, and the next thing you know, they're gonna be like, "Damn, Ice, you're going to the bathroom. You got the fucking bladder of a bird." You know what I mean? Well, fuck, dude. Motherfuckers are changing the rules as I'm getting older.
Of an elephant. Leave me alone.
Exactly, dude. You're getting a gut. That's not a gut. You know what I mean? It's a prostate. Oh man, but again, I hate that shit. Who is the authority that tells me? I want to know who is the fucking. If someone could come on and tell me, and not some fucking activist. Not somebody who is not of color, speaking for people of color, and I'm talking about vice versa too. Not people of color speaking for people who are not of color. Fucking blows me the fuck away. Don't speak for me. Don't speak for people of color if you're some fucking journalist or some fucking reporter. I mean, I was going to talk about the Huffington Post saying that being a veteran is turning you racist. Because I could go on for fucking ever about that shit.
Oh, we all could. And I find irony in that whole story, but that's beside the
Huffington
point.
Post turns me more into an asshole every
Oh
day.
my god, dude, you ain't lying. It makes me fucking
like every time I read Huffington Post, I'm like, well, as a white male, I'm pretty much the devil. That's just thank you, Huffington Post, for identifying that.
Oh,
I
didn't even know you were a white devil. So no, anyways, WTF Nation. No, I'm just kidding.
According you read enough of these you read enough of these articles, and as someone who I try to know what's going on as much as possible. My wife hates it sometimes because she hates watching the news. She always thinks there's something bad going on, which is fucking true. But I always try to know what's going on because what's part of my job and because I like knowing what's going on. But if you read enough of these articles and you got things like the New York Times, Washington Post, or Huffington Post, and don't get me wrong, Fox News, and they got their own thing. Well, doing this is turning you more liberal. Huffington Post got the opposite, where if you're pretty much, if after reading enough, if you're a white male, God forbid you're a Christian white male, you are pretty much the what's wrong with this world.
It's almost like reading.
And that's what we do. Is
yeah,
we just
exactly.
we go, well, you're the problem.
It's
we
like
don't go, it's
exactly
the problem. It's you're the problem.
Exactly. Well, it's even funnier. It's almost like it's like looking at a WebMD symptom check, and everything goes to you have ass, prostate, and fucking head cancer at the same fucking time because you went and looked up. Are you feeling a certain pain? Yes. Is it dull? Yes. Is it this? Yes. Is it that? Yes. Okay. Let's do a symptom check. Okay, now you have leukemia / you have like you're going to die in 5 days type shit. That's what happens. It's like you can't just go on WebMD and say, hey, I got a headache. It could be AIDS.
Or
Dear
cancer.
WebMD, I have a cough.
Yeah, AIDS.
Dear patient, you have a brain-eating amoeba. Congratulations.
Yeah, AIDS.
That's pretty much what it is. It's like
AIDS.
we find these worst things that we can identify about each other because of our adjectives, I like to call it. Because I'm a white male, which are my adjectives, I am pretty much what's wrong with the unit, where we're what's wrong with the universe, and as the white male, we are in the lowest of the food chain or whatnot. And it's articles like that Huffington Post is one of the worst ones. Or then what about that video that came out earlier this year that's like, dear white male, you were shitty last year.
Oh,
Do better.
yeah.
You remember
exactly.
that?
Yeah, exactly. Oh
my God. Just like, I'm sitting there going, I want to eat crayons myself. Just like, well, shit.
Welcome
Like,
to
shit, should I be taking notes or something? I didn't realize I was doing that. I didn't realize mansplaining was a real thing.
Yeah, exactly. Cabman wants to know, what kind of flavor do you want? What kind of flavor crayon you want, Jeff?
I have blue. I'll take the blue. Give me the blue, because apparently I'm a horrible human being, and I contribute nothing to society other than creating racial division and destroying everybody. So congratulations.
Did you just mansplain me?
I'm about to say, did you just mansplain? Did you just assume that
Did
we
you
wanted
just
to know?
assume my damn it.
Yeah, did you just assume that we wanted to know what mansplaining was? What if we didn't want to talk about, I
At
like
this point,
chicks, but if you like men, that's cool.
You just can't talk as white males.
Exactly.
You just like, you walk into a room and everyone just like, go ahead and say something. Go ahead and say something. You just have to walk in. You can't nod at anybody because that'll be considered rape or something. Like, I can't. This is the reason why I can't go to places like San Francisco or Austin anymore. Well, Austin wasn't too bad. It was more hipsters, but San Francisco, I went there one time, and I swear, like I said, I opened the door and I said, "Here you go, ma'am," and this lady just went off on me for like 5 minutes that I was being misogynist because I opened the door for her, and that apparently I decided to open the door for the female version of the devil, but I thought I was just being nice. That's how I was raised, and these days you can't do that anymore because you didn't ask their consent to open the door for them.
And that's where
You know,
ex-wife
while we're
number 2
on
is
the
at.
subject, my son, he was like, "Mom, I gotta tell you a joke," and I went down those before the show started. He's like, "You know why men get paid more than females?" And I was like, "Oh, they don't, Nathan. But why is that?" He's like, "Well, they gotta pay for dinner."
God.
I have yet to go on a date where a woman has paid for dinner. I need to go over and tell my wife that.
Nope.
I mean,
Woman will
I
never
was
pay
like,
for
yeah,
my
you
dinner.
got a good point, son.
Nope. Never. Nope. No. Nope. Never. So the news flash, Broncos are opening to bring in Kaepernick. So there you go, Colorado.
Fucking Colorado.
You've been
'Cause they've been
smoking.
smoking
You've been
that
about to
good
say.
stuff. They're like, it'd be a really good idea. Colin Kaepernick is
man.
our quarterback.
Hang on. Yeah, dude. This I got an idea. Let's get Colin Kaepernick. Let's see what happens.
The downside of smoking pot. Colin Kaepernick is now your team quarterback.
Exactly.
Oh, he said that once he gets signed on, he will stand for the national anthem. And I'm like, honey,
Hell yeah, he will.
that ship has already sailed.
Yeah, dude.
He's just like, please sign me.
Yeah, please sign me. I just want a
Please
job.
sign
Right now, I
me.
just want a job. Yeah. The reason why he hasn't got a haircut is not for a statement. He just can't afford fucking clippers anymore. So he's fucking. So
Blew
fucking
through that money quick
Yeah,
back in a
exactly.
hurry. That's his problem.
yeah. So good luck, Colorado. We hope
Best.
Broncos. We wish you the best. If you guys are open to that discussion, that's cool. Be open to it. So yeah, every option will be on the table is what's being told right now. It's being released currently on the in the news wires right now. So wow. Could you imagine Colin Kaepernick playing for the Denver Broncos?
Yeah,
be
I mean, they're a
interesting.
shit team anyway, so might as well bring a shit quarterback.
Yeah, but he's going to Colorado.
You know what was kind of funny? Like, what was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I came across an article how some of the Browns players were kneeling during the anthem, and I'm like, what is this? They suck as a team. Are they trying to bring like more negative attention? Because this is not how you're gonna do it.
At this point, and this will be my last comment because Baby Flash needs me. At this point, the Browns will do anything for a little bit of attention because most people forget they're actually a
A
team.
team.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, you have the Cleveland Indians, and they're like, hey, isn't there another team out there? And most people can't like remember because they weren't around ever. Maybe Ice was back when when the Browns actually did anything good. But I mean, they need something like, well, maybe we'll get some ticket prices so they'll come and protest us or some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, they need all the help they can get. So everyone and Flash is signing off, and to the Cleveland Browns, good luck to you, sons of bitches.
All right, brother. Take it easy, man.
You know what's kind of funny is like Cleveland, instead of counting down to football season, they count down to the NBA season.
Oh my god, I know. They're like, please, just what team? We don't have a team. So, yeah, we're staying later because of the Facebook Live issue. So I figured I give you the WTF Nation more time to write them numbers down, and also I was going to go until 23:30 Eastern Standard Time, a little bit longer, so that way you guys.
Oh, that was sweet of you.
Well, I mean, I figured that's you do that. The WTF Nation, they can be needy at times, but they also they deserve their times of broadcast. So, didn't do any fucking house cleaning because we're gonna go through some schedule changes coming up, and then and it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. A lot of stuff happening, and when it does happen, don't worry. No. Red Leg's okay. Everyone's asking what happened to Red Leg. He's okay. He's good to go. Red Leg is Red Leg. He's, like I said, he's still part of the station. If you guys didn't you watch a speech? He said he's still part of the station. He's still being involved and stuff like that. He's just now he wants to focus
behind the scenes.
Yeah, he wants to do behind the scenes shit. Yeah, I did go over. I appreciate you guys staying on though. Yeah, so he's behind the scenes. So again, everything's still the same. We got Monday with me and Cuffs. She's like taking a break right now. She's taking it easy. Hope you get better, babe. And then Tuesday we have Minx and Great Cloud. We had WTF Wednesday with Jim. Thursday Sergeant's Time with me and the main page admins, Mike Golf, Great Cloud, and of course the infamous Dowk Madness. And then Friday night Freedom with Minx and Mud. And then Saturday night Savage with Jay Ready, and in the green room. Again, we're getting our shit prepped up for a daytime broadcast again. It's not going to be as frequent as Liquid Lunch was when the DFAC was open, but it's going to be still at least a week show, a weekday show. I'm sorry, in the daytime, a daytime broadcast. There you go. Fuck, I can't talk right now. Read my papers. Exactly. I'm trying. I should be reading my papers, Doug. That's what I'm saying. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. Did you just assume my ability to translate? Anyways, but yeah, so this is all happening. Don't worry about it. We want to thank everybody for joining us today. Alice and John Fairfroy from Roses Unread. Like I said, I'm glad we were able to pull off the second. Well, this is technically the second interview because the other one was kind of like half-ass type shit, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say half-assed.
It wasn't half-assed.
Unexpected.
It was, yeah. It is
circumstances.
Yeah, correct. That maybe I should have said that. It's unexpected circumstances that required. John was sick. There was a storm going on where Allison was at. There was a storm going on where I was at. It was just bad timing. Facebook Live was messing. Everything was just jacked up. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to get them to come on, and I guess August is gonna be finished up pretty soon after Labor Day. And we'll be able to have once again our surge of guests is going to happen again.
Spanky and I are getting back on the ball since we both had long, long vacations.
Well, not only that, but the guests did too. A lot of the people that were signing on were like, "Yeah, wait till after August, wait till after August." So they didn't want to.
Yeah, August was a pretty how do you put it? Like that's when everybody was going on vacation or, finishing up their summer tours, stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's again, once that's done and getting the kids out, that's probably what it was. They were probably hanging out with their kids before they put them on the bus to fucking go to school.
I'm so glad school started.
Oh my god.
I
I'm
thought I
not.
was going to go insane.
No, I'm not. I'm driving. I gotta drive Baby Ice to freaking school, and he is, woo. There's just the traffic. I mean, he when he gets to school, he feels. I guess he feeds off the tension of me going, "What the fuck? Get out of the fucking road,"
Oh boy.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyways, yeah. So I'm looking forward to some more guests. We're starting to, get some more. I hope you guys liked, and yes, I see it right there. We will put a podcast up and a rehash of the action figure therapy interview that was done last week with Dan.
That was some good stuff.
That was a very controversial. That was the longest interview that we've done with him because he's been on. This would have been like the third time, right? Because he came on one time, then came a second time.
Yeah.
And the other time he was only on for like maybe 15 minutes. And then this time he was on for a straight up hour. And so, yeah.
He's definitely a long-winded individual.
Yeah, well, all of us were. We're like, going back and forth. So, but again, thanks for tuning in, guys. And then again, if you pay attention to those, if you're on Mixer and you take a look at those numbers that we got going on for the, I'm going to go ahead and unpin the comment there for the Red Cross. But again, just go to redcross.org /donate/Hurricane Harvey, and you'll be able to freaking, do what? What was that? Did somebody bomb someone? What are you talking about? What happened? Oh, I guess there was a bombing, I guess. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Some breaking news, I guess, is happening. So I don't know what to tell you, man. We're about ready to close down. So once again, thanks for joining us, and our hearts go out to the people of the great state of Texas. Hang in there. Use the numbers. Don't be stupid. Don't try to don't loot. You should be focusing on your fellow Americans, not worrying about this next big screen TV, because right now it's pretty crazy over there.
It's not like you could plug it in right now.
Yeah, exactly. Too, they have no power. Fucking cell phone towers are out and shit like that, so it's pretty fucked up. But then again, like I said, it's all about taking care of each other, because sometimes, like Red Leg says, each other's all we have. So on that note, whoa. Oh, no. Oh, it was Japan. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're talking about, we already talked about the beginning of the show. But anywho. So yeah, join us again tomorrow with Friday Night Freedom. And then, not Friday, God. Tuesday, Tied Up Tuesday with Mings. I'm tired, dude. Tied Up Tuesday tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
God, I don't know why I said fucking
Tuesday.
Friday Night Freedom. So again, all day. So again, WTF Nation Texas, in addition to calling 911 or the Coast Guard, you can call the command center, and they have that one number that I had said before. Everyone's got the same fucking, it's got the same prefix and the same area code at the Houston Command Center. But after that, there are subsequent numbers that are pretty much the same. So you can call them up at 281. I'll write this down if you want to help them out. Or you can, like I said, you can PM, or you can message the main page. So it's going to, the area code is 281-464-4851. Again, 281-464-4851. And that's the command center. And then for the Coast Guard, for assistance, immediate distress assistance, then it's the same area code, the same prefix, 281-464, and then it's 4852, 4853, 4854, 4855 for people in distress. Call that number. Don't try to do something, or don't try to mount a rescue on your own unless you call somebody and say, hey, look, I'm over here. Got to call the right agencies and stuff, so that way nobody gets hurt, especially you. So I think that's it. Amy, you got anything? Mom, you got anything?
Nope. Just tune in tomorrow night. I'm getting tired too.
I'm smoked. Sorry. like I said, want to make sure you guys got your show. So exactly one love. You're only supposed to have just one love. But anywho, I'm gonna play some tunes on Mixer to close it out, like I always do, and then I'm going to end the Facebook live feed. So in about now. So bye bye Facebook. But y'all have a good night, and I'll have a good one. See you. Shots.
Night.
Don't mess with Texas.
Yo. All you Trekkies and TV addicts, don't mean to this, don't mean to bring static. All you Klingons in your grandma's house, grab your backstreet friend and get loud, pulling doors off hinges, grab you with the pinches. And no, I didn't retire, I'll snatch you off with the needle nose pliers.
Like a president with the bass, so not goofy like they're in a haste, so I'm a pop, making it night with practice me running that you know. Oh, we'll drive our ships to new land, fight the home, sing and cry. Valhalla, I am coming. Remain calm, no alarm, 'cause my form ain't fast. So what's up with that? I got friends and family that I respect. When I think I'm too good, they put me in check. Don't believe when they say I'm no better than you, except when I rap, so I guess it ain't true like that. Y'all and you just don't stop. Guaranteed to make your body rock. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Say, Doc, what's the condition? I'm a man that's on a mission. Son, you better listen. Stuck in your what is an electrician. Like the scientist. When I'm applying this method of controlling my mind like Einstein or rap the too cool. Now, hey, but now what the deal? I didn't know you go for that mass appeal. So I'm calling to Lucci. Some applicator. I stole your mic, but you won't see it later. Cause I work magic like a magician. I add up the mathematician and the bank cashier. Engineer. I wear cotton and I don't wear gear. Always sleeping. Catching on. She say I'm an abracadabra. In the whip, I'm gonna cruise past ya. Don't money, don't jump yourself. Put that back on the shelf. Blaze blazing, yeah, I phase in. My crew's amazing. We're working on the record, y'all, so just stay patient. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Now I go by the name of the King Admiral. I don't wear a cup nor a job. I bring it that's beyond bizarre, like Miss Piggy. I am the one with the clientele. You say at rock, you rock so well. I got class like pink champagne. Let's see, ain't got the microphone, the mic goes stale. Always see. And on the cool check-in, center stage on the mic, and we putting it on wax. It's the new style. Hey, mama said the way you move, and you sweat gon' make you groove. Shake that thing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
You said you'd never ever break.
Some of the people appointed to give an opinion never do get it. I want you to come on and gobble a Jimmy and die. Need to be given the remedy and why critics are really the enemy and can't stand the way they slam today's gifted. Effing incredible, get fanned away with grants to pay. This gem well ain't scripted, definite impeccable. Right around, I'm gonna put everything in a flow. I'm the nine, I'ma look very mean when I flow. Scribe-a-lometer has never been at a show. By the time it'll be better living in the stove. Cause they wrote another my lies, quotes stuck in my eyes. Amateur writer dissing. He's a beginner in hopes for your demise. Folks, I'm a despise, never do try to listen. It's real, I'm mad. Clueless when you scribble on your pad. How you gonna criticize with a chisel on your nass, sizzle in your ass? You don't really get why I'm so pissed. Understand this. Understand this. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my yes, I'm.
Tell me that I'm famous. Tell me that my name is big as Venus, drooping during the Uranus. Tell me the drain is got. We've been here before.
The bitches, they love visuals.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
You have potential.